Hey guys, I'm in traffic. It's a perfect time to talk about flat earth. Everybody hates when I talk about flat earth now. I said I would stop talking about it, but something came to mind. There needs to be more of a discussion coming from the other side, coming from people like me who are intelligent and very educated, very wise, who can debunk this stuff. Because constantly I see things online about flat earth that just anger me, and there's no one there to clear it up for anybody. No one there to clear it up. So there's some people who say they're on the fence. They say, well, I don't know, like Eddie Bravo says, I don't know, but look into it, you know, I don't know, look into it. It's because these flat earth videos seem so legitimate. They seem like they're actually making sense, but when you look into it, it really doesn't make sense. There's nothing behind it. For example, there was a video where NASA employees were on the ISS. They're on the International Space Station, and they're saying it's on strings, and it shows like a tug at the guy's shirt for a second when he's doing a flip. They say, see, that's a string. It's not a string. And then the title says 100% proof that NASA's lying, that they're not actually in space, and it's just nonsense. And they say they can't go past the Van Allen radiation belts. And then flat earthers say, see, yep, that's the dome. No, Van Allen radiation belts are not the dome. They have to do with the Earth's magnetic forces. The fact that the Earth's a globe and the inside is metal, which creates a magnetic force that goes up and goes down. That's the Van Allen radiation belts. And these guys don't understand that. And there's no one to explain this. That there's people that are on the fence for flat earth that don't know why flat earth is wrong, but they don't know why the heliocentric model is correct. The earth is really not fucking flat, guys. It's really not flat. And if you're on the edge, consider this. How many people would it take to lie about this? Secondly, go back and look at all the videos you think are actually evidence for flat earth and look at them again. Look into it again. See, do they really show evidence? There was a video where ODD TV said, no, there's people at gunpoint at Antarctica, and you can only go there at guided tours. No, there's tons of people going to Antarctica. The reason why they don't fly over there is because the way that the plane works, when it goes into an area that's so cold, it disrupts the plane's ability to fly. Helicopters have this problem when they go to Mount Everest. They can't ascend above a certain level because of the density and the oxygen levels and etc. and the atmosphere. It can't go above a certain level, so it's not safe to fly over Antarctica. But I've seen documentaries there. I've seen a doctor who was researching global climate change went over there on a boat himself. There was no guided tour. There was no ice wall that went all the way around the globe. Antarctica is a fucking continent, you dipshits. It's a continent. It's an ice continent that shifts ever so slightly because of the Earth's, movement around in space. As the Earth orbits around the sun, Antarctica can kind of shift around, but it will always stay at the very kind of top part, and the very bottom part, South Pole, North Pole, so to speak. Antarctica is at the bottom, south. North Pole and Antarctica. There's no ice wall. There's no proof of that. No one's being turned around at gunpoint. There's no NASA watching over people. There's flags on the moon, guys. There's flags on the moon from the lunar missions. There are satellites in space. You can see them with your own eye, as well as through a telescope, which is also with your eye. So flat earthers say, we only trust things that we can see ourselves. Well, then you're just limited to what you yourself can see. Because if you get a telescope, a very high powered one, and if you go and you use it, you can see planets that look exactly like NASA says they look like. There's satellites in space that go around the Earth 15 times every day, actually, and they show a spherical Earth. You say there's no curve. The curve's ever so slight, and you guys can't understand that fact. Nathan Thompson in particular can't understand the fact the Earth is so gigantic and huge, and us so small, that yes, we can measure the curvature in inches per mile squared, but it's so small you're not going to notice it. You're going to see a boat, it should be 36 inches below the curvature. No, it's the height of the boat minus the 36 inches equal what you see. And you don't see the bottom of the boat. You see it go down slowly. You see it go down from top to bottom. You don't zoom back into it. You can zoom into it while it goes over. So I'm just going really fast over these arguments, but I want you guys to argue in the comment section why you think you're on the fence. What makes you be on the fence? Do not trust flat earth videos. They're completely retarded. There's nothing to flat Earth. It's a complete waste of time. And the reason why it gets so popular is because people are so uneducated that it pokes holes in your understanding. Like people say, if the Earth is flat, then how come blah 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 blah? And then people say, oh, that's a good. Or the Earth is a globe, then how come blah 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 blah? Oh, yeah, well, that's true. If the Earth is a globe, then how come it's a spinning globe with water that doesn't fly off? Oh yeah, that's a good point. But no one is smart enough to really answer that question. The gravitational pull is sufficient enough where the Earth's centrifugal force is weak, is way weaker, so the gravity keeps everything down. But yet the gravity from the moon is ever so slight that it kind of pulls a little bit on the ocean, but not enough to make it rise up. So all these dumb questions you guys have answers. There should be no fucking reason why you are undecided or on the fence about flat Earth. There should be no reason why you even think for a second that there's a giant conspiracy to hide the shape of the globe in millions of ways. The Coriolis effect, the fact that we point out Polaris, the fact that the stars are different in the northern and southern hemisphere. You should have no qualms about flat Earth. You have no fucking doubt in your mind that flat Earth is the absolute bullshit idea that you first thought it was when you heard about it. Most people, when they hear about flat Earth, they laugh or they think it's stupid. Then they look into it, and then they're so dumb they actually fall for it. They're actually gullible enough to fall for it. There should be no reason why anyone would fall for this flat Earth stuff. Do your own research, guys. I've done my research, and I hate when flat earthers say, do your research, look into it. I have looked into it, you dipshits. I have looked into it. There's nothing to it. I've watched Eric Dubay's videos. I've watched Rob Skiba's videos. Mark Started. There's nothing to them. An educated, intelligent mind that knows how to think critically will know how to think critically. And when someone says there's no pictures of Earth from space, you know, all pictures of Earth are fake, how do you fucking know that? You haven't seen all pictures. You haven't done your research. You haven't done your research into what other space stations there are, what other things. You haven't got your telescope yourself. You haven't built a rocket ship. People who have built rocket ships have seen the Earth's curvature, have seen the fact the Earth is a globe. The fact that we fly around the Earth every single day. If you went the wrong way, if you got lost, you'd end up at the edge. You end up hitting the dome. No one has hit the dome. No one has hit the edge. You guys are retarded and ridiculous. Kill yourselves.